welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host Kristen. Today is Friday, social media day for crafters. So if you are a crafter and you have your own business or you like to craft for your friends and just show off your stuff and need social media to help you, I can help you if you have a question. So hopefully it's a product or platform that I am familiar with. Most easily used platform, widely used platforms I work on, and so I'm here to be able to help you with that. So if you want to ask your questions, I will see what I can answer. The last couple weeks we talked about Etsy and looking at building your shop on there, some tips about how to navigate it. I was looking at a few people's Etsy shops and giving some feedback. But I didn't have any shops to look at from last week that were on the replay that I just saw. So that if anybody wants to put theirs in the chat, then I can check that out. Good morning and welcome. I see Stephanie hopping on. Hi, Stephanie. Happy birthday, Carol. I see that she hopped on. Are you on? So we got some people joining us for Social Media Friday. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Patricia. Good morning. Let me know where you're from. If you do have an Etsy store that you'd like me to check out this morning, be sure and type that in the chat and I will look at that. We can look at it live here. If you have any other site of yours that you'd like me to look over, if you have a Facebook page that you'd like us to look at, because other eyeballs will be able to see it, and maybe you'll have some new followers, which is always a benefit of letting me know on one of these chats here. Everybody gets to see it. So hello. Free PR. Carol is on. Good morning, Carol. You're going to Creative Festival and spend some time with Michael and Daniel? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, we have to sing happy birthday to Carol. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my friend Carol. Happy birthday to you. I love you, Carol. Thank you for all you do. You are an amazing wife, caring for your husband, and she is his full-time caretaker, y'all. She is an amazing wife. She is an amazing friend and mom. She's there for you. She is here with Good Knit Kisses. She is one of our admins here at Good Knit Kisses, and I so appreciate and love you. You are just beautiful from the inside out, and I just truly appreciate you. So, happy birthday, Carol. Mwah. Hugs from Texas to Canada. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. Hey, Patty and Stephanie. Thank you for wishing her happy birthday. Hey, Joanne. The last GKK post was from you. Carol's not wishing herself happy birthday. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't even see that part. That's hilarious. You know, Carol writes her name first or last and says who it's from. So if you don't know, everyone, surprise, and I haven't even got to tell Carol yet. Joanne Gay is a new moderator on Good Knit Kisses page. She is also an admin on the Good Knit Kisses Loom Knit and Craft Club group. And so she has been helping. She actually helped me, and Stephanie will be happy to know, our last broadcast, we were talking about some of my website stuff, and like all my links, I was having to color them blue because it was for some reason not doing that. And so it was a programming issue, and 5 minutes, Joanne fixed it. So thank you, Joanne. And she's done a few other things, kind of helping me sort of do some housekeeping, digital housekeeping. So hopefully I can get some things running better now. You guys, I am creative, but that means that I don't even want to say slightly, I'm just disorganized. So I need to be better organized. I need a better system. I function better when systems are in place, but when I don't have things in place, I make up my own goofball systems. So anyway, so yay, Joanne. And when I asked Siri to call her on speakerphone, I'm like, hey Siri, call Joanne Gay on speakerphone. And she's like, calling Joan Gay. So calling Junkie on speakerphone. And so I call her and I'm like, hey, Junkie. Yeah, your nerd skills come in handy. I love nerds. Nerds rule the world. I am so happy for that. I'm nerdy in my own right, so I appreciate that. Hey, good morning, Christine. Hey, Martha. Let's see. Hello again from Sulphur, Oklahoma. I'm addicted to your video. Haha. To the point it's getting to be my morning routine after my Bible. Awesome. That's in a good order. I like that. Awesome. Yeah. So my routine is I usually, my father-in-law blessed me this morning. He took the kids. Yay. I was so wiped from all my late nights of working on this last blog and all my stuff that I fell asleep in the media room in the chair and in the recliner, and I was there all night. And so I got up and he decided to take the kids. I just helped them get ready. So, but my normal routine is get up and I take the kids to 2 different schools and come home and then have a little bit of quiet time and then get ready for this broadcast. So that's what the whole, because usually I'm home by like 7:40 unless we're super late, and then it's like closer to 8, and then I have about a 30-minute window before I start the broadcast. So if I'm a little late, this morning I was actually trying to help a friend get a sitter for the weekend, and so I was like, we had friends trump followers. So I have to put those priorities in order. So anyway, hey, good morning, Lori. I'm not sure if I activated Siri. Hey, Crystal. Is it your birthday? No, it's not my birthday. It's Carol's birthday today, Gretchen. So wish her a happy birthday. Hey, Gayla, good morning. You're cold in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, Crystal. I'm sorry. You got to start making some more cuddlies. Christine, Gretchen, yours is November 15th. Yeah, happy early birthday. Mine's the last day of the year. Mine's really easy to remember, New Year's Eve. So, yeah. Okay, I'm scrolling through. I'm so random. I'm reading them random. So I can scroll through, but I can see only 2 at a time when I turn the phone sideways to do broadcasting, just so you know, for social media. So, does anybody have any burning questions that they want answered, or would you like me to look at your business Facebook page or your crafty Facebook page or your Etsy page, anything like that? And then we can kind of go through it. It'll be good, like free PR, if you want me to look at it. I have my blog. Oh, yours is January 1st, Patty? Oh, we're like celebrating Twinkies, because you're probably, do you stay up in midnight and then be happy birthday to me? Do you do that? So at midnight, when the clock ticks over to New Year's, my classic thing is I was like, I have to wait a whole another year for my birthday. I'm such a dork. Or someone wishes me happy birthday. They're like, happy birthday. And I'm like, that was so last year. Like, you're not even a day late. You're a whole year late. Like, yeah. I'm a dork. Stephanie, in social media news, my daughter was devastated to learn Twitter is going to shut down Vine. What? I did not know that. I haven't been paying attention to some news and totally missed that. So, yeah. Oh, Patty, your answer was no, heck no. You don't stay up till midnight anymore. It's getting harder to every year. I do know that. Man, I feel like, oh my gosh, my glasses are so dirty. Sorry, I'm gonna have to stop to clean it. Yes, heard it on the way to school. It's because Facebook now has this live video streaming and it's more popular. Yeah, now I know that Twitter is working on more of their video stuff. Someone else is working on, YouTube, I think, is working on a different solution for live video. Instagram, which is part of Facebook, is working on incorporating a live video thing. So that's why, like, me hearing about Vine, I'm like, Unless they're going to unless they're going to make Vine like a longer video format for live video. I think Vine would be a good avenue for live video. Like if you were just wanting live video, but that'd be closer to Periscope. You tried to like Twitter, but didn't like it too much. Yeah, I didn't. I get. It depends on who you are. Like if I want to look up somebody real quick, like some news for different things, sometimes it's easier to go straight to a source and then go look at their page and look at all the things that they're putting out there, like a news source or like our school system, our school board. Like I can go to the ISD page and go look at that really quickly and see what's going on with the school rather than actually going to the website. I actually find Twitter a really great tool to browse information quickly that I need, rather than like latest news kind of thing, rather than going to their website, which is actually harder to find information sometimes. Because a lot of times information's hidden in plain sight, and apparently the site that I have is not the same as someone else, and I always look in the wrong spot. So you use Periscope, Gretchen? Do you broadcast or do you watch mostly, or do you do both? Crystal, it's because Facebook now has live. Oh, I'm sorry, I already read that. Martha says, have you ever crocheted a purse or purses or hair items? Yeah, I've done some hair stuff, like on some clips, flowers with clips. What else do we do? Headbands. Did a rubber band, a couple of rubber bands, adding some, I've done like a tutorial adding fun fur, which you could use anything really. And the same principle is if you were going to like crochet it on flip-flops or crochet it on a handle or anything really. It's just a chain around it. So I've got a tutorial on putting like some fun fur on it. So like a big hair headband, and then it's like all fuzzy, or like a little scrunchie, making like a scrunchie, but just a regular rubber band. And then so the rubber band has like fuzzy stuff on it. That's what I've done. The purse stuff, no, I've done more knit purses than crochet purses. Yeah. But there are a lot of people who do. Oh yeah, Bag O' Day Crochet, Martha. Yeah, that's a good lady who does crochet bags. Claire Sullivan, she does videos. She's in Australia. I think she has several handbags, crochet handbags. She's really great. She's a YouTuber. She's close to 300,000 subscribers on YouTube right now, which is awesome. She's so good. I'm scrolling through to see if I missed something. You do both, Gretchen? Oh, what's your handle on Periscope, Gretchen? If you write your handle, then write Periscope, just so I remember that's what that's for. Gretchen says, a friend used to make baby items with fun fur, and it looked like a chia head. I don't think I put fun fur on a baby head thing, but if you have a last minute Halloween or costume need, you could take a beanie, and if you want somebody to be a troll or something, you could crochet fun fur on top of a beanie, or some kind of basic hat or something, and add like a fuzzy top to it if you can't find like a wig or something, and be like a troll. Because the movie Trolls is coming out soon. I think it's like the 3rd or something. It comes out next week. I got to go see it at a special preview, and it was really fun. It was really cute, y'all. And the whole thing looked like it was felt. So if you have a business, crafty business, I would suggest making some things that had the troll theme on them and like kind of felt it up. Like make a comfort doll that was like a felt, made out of felt, or stitch it together, or or whatever. Really trying not to say what I meant. I mean, y'all caught me, didn't you? We have a lady who a couple weeks ago makes felt pins, and I thought her felt pins were really cute. She was really sweet. She offered to send me a pin, and I was like, oh, no, you don't do that because I want you to sell them. I mean, I hope I didn't hurt her feelings because I thought they were really cute. I just don't, I feel for crafters who we sell all our stuff, and I don't want her to have to waste something that, I mean, not waste. Anyway, I don't want her to miss out on a sale. So anyway, yeah, you caught me. Yeah, I did not mean to say that way. Oh my gosh, that was really bad. You know what I mean. Just use felt and make things. I was actually telling one of our friends who had triplets, she was looking for a last minute baby costumes, and I was concerned that she didn't have enough time, and I was like, why don't you just get like some basic things, like she could get like onesies or whatnot, like really bright colors, and then go get some felt and like cut out a little vest, you know, or like a bow, or you know, different felt things, and then get like a really fuzzy head. And I thought that would be really fun. November 4th for the Troll movie, you're playing hooky that day, so you can see it. Oh, it'll be worth it. It was a lot of fun. You'll come out of the theater dancing because Justin Timberlake's in it, and then, oh my gosh, what is her name? The lead lady, she is, well, call her lady. I mean, she's in her 20s. She's a kid. She's a baby. Anyway, it's really fun. She can dance. She can sing. She's one who was on like the Pitch Perfect and all those movies. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. Okay, so what do you want to see today? I don't have like, hey, Yolanda's joining. Hey, Yolanda. She is with All Crafts Channel, everyone, with YouTube. I know, she hasn't even commented. She thinks she's incognito, but I saw her. Anna Kendrick. That's her name. Thank you, Christine. I'm like, I know her name. I just saw her in a movie. I was watching Netflix. Was it Netflix I saw her on, or HBO? Anyway, it's called Mr. Right. You have to be able to handle a little blood if you watch Mr. Right. Anyway, I am very weird today. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, man. So anyway, hey, good morning. Okay, there she is. There's Yolanda. Good morning, Yolanda. Yeah, you can't hide from me if you're my friend and I see you pop on. Congratulations for your project with Yarnspirations and working with them and your videos. Congratulations to you. I know that wraps up this week, and I want to wish you well publicly here in your future endeavors with them or with other companies. So you're doing amazing. Just to tell a little bit about her social media wise, Yolanda Soto Lopez with All Crafts Channel. She's out in California, and she does video tutorials on like knitting, crochet, and other crafts, just like her channel says. And she teaches in English and Spanish. I wish that I was bilingual, because that is awesome, because that is a need. So if you want to check out hers, we have a little bit different teaching styles in the way we shoot, but she's great. And I always think it's good to have multiple people in your pocket for teaching, because we all learn differently. So anyway, check out her channel, All Crafts Channel, and or you can look up Yolanda. Maybe an off-topic question from Stephanie says you're concerned about Charity Wyndham and wondering why her videos and patterns aren't available anymore. That is a good question. First, let me just speak to about Charity. Charity and I collaborate a lot together. She went on a retreat with us in 2012, and was she assisted Elizabeth Ham, and I had my sister-in-law assist me, and I had actually recommended her to work with Elizabeth or Beth Ham. And anyway, she I think you wrote Wyndham right. And anyway, well, I have to go look. But anyway, so we had this relationship, and then we collaborated and we worked together on patterns and some cast-on series and some other things, because she likes to kind of crunch on the math and numbers and stuff. But unfortunately, I don't know all of what happened, because she really shut down everyone, like shut everybody out, and was non-responsive. The last I heard from her, she was supposed to bring me something that she paid for. And I mean, that I paid for her to do. And she has some things of mine. And she also was supposed to bring me something that some other people had worked on to give me. That's all I know about it. I really don't know what it is. And so she was supposed to come to my knit night, and then she never responded. And she was in the middle of moving, and she was out in the country and having issues with the internet and some other things. And so basically, I haven't really been talking about it online, but I will say that I've been trying to find and reach out to her. I did locate her a few weeks ago, and I didn't really tell anybody. And I called this number that I thought was going to be her husband's business, and just to check up on her, because every once in a while I try and find her again, because I miss her. But I think before I say anything else about getting her on the phone, when she was doing stuff, she really doesn't like to make videos. Hi, good morning, Chris. She doesn't like to make videos. And when she did make videos, people were really dogging on her style. And a lot of the reason why she made videos in the first place is because I was like super slammed busy. And at the time, I was still working my full-time job. And so I barely had time to do what I was doing at the time. And then she was like, oh, because of demand, I'm just going to go ahead and make this video. Well, then people were really rude to her. And then she also ran she did like a Loom-along group where people were going to work on a pattern. And she was encouraging everyone to go out and get this pattern, free or otherwise. Because at the moment, I think it was free. And then, but it was going to be paid. And when it was off of being paid, they were recommending go buy or get this pattern, however, on Ravelry. Well, unfortunately, some admin in the group uploaded it to the group, and the designer found out, because it shouldn't have happened, and Charity didn't do it, and she did not give permission for it. But that made that designer very upset. And Charity, did all she could. She's like, it's taken down. It was a mistake, but the designer had already done damage, and the gossip fiends had happened on Ravelry and on Facebook, and it was a nightmare. And she's just had one bad experience after another and felt very overwhelmed and hyper criticized. And for somebody who has a heart for people and a heart for animals and a heart for everything, it just got to be too much, and she shut down. And that's really what it is. And that's a lesson I'm not trying to gossip, but it is a lesson in social media. And I'm going to tie it all in because it's social media day. And otherwise I wouldn't normally answer this question, but I'm going to do it today. Here's the thing. People hide behind their computers. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse for us to do the same. And when someone is rude to someone else, it's not okay to be rude right back, even if you're normally not that way. I mean, just because they do it, it's not okay to keep responding that way. And anyway, it's like, afford everyone some grace. You have no idea what their situation is either. It's an absolute shame, Gayla. Yes. It is destructive. Yes, Chris. I don't, and here's the thing that compounded, and I think the reason why she shut me out is because when we had our conversation, she had also lost her phone, and she had the phone stolen, and I had the phone number for the phone, and so I text messaged the phone. I'm like, how dare you steal my friend's phone? I was mad. I shouldn't have done that. But I don't know. I don't know all the circumstances. I don't even know if she was being truthful with me. I mean, I really don't know the truth and what is not when it comes to her responses. But anyway, that was in October of 2014. It was right after I left my job. And we hadn't been talking for a few months because she had been moving out to the boonies, and she had no internet connection. And so she was in the fall, and she was like, I want to come to your group, and I've got this thing and this thing to bring to you, and I want to go over some other stuff. And we talked about like some future things we'd like to work on, and she was ready to go. And then she said, I just can't can't do much. It's really hard for me to even admin right now. I can't do those things. I'm like, okay, fine. And so when she dropped off the face of the earth back in that, I think it was October, when she never showed up, and then I tried to call her and check on her, because I was making sure she was okay, because she's had some times where when she gets really stressed, she has some medical issues. When she gets really stressed, she would start to get a really massive high fever, like 103. And then her body would shut down and she would go to the hospital, and like she could be found on the floor, like unresponsive. And so I was concerned for her safety and health. And, but in doing so, I think it was like, if someone's not wanting you to get in touch with them because of all this other crazy stress, then that actually makes it worse, because I'm trying to call. So I did so because I love her and I care for her. And anyway, it's very frustrating. And then what happened is I wait several months. I wait until like February or January, February, whatever, in the new year. And then I realized, you know what? What's happening is now, because now I'm hearing from everybody else that she's not responding. So it's not just me, because I don't try and air this stuff publicly. You know, I don't ask everybody, have you heard from Charity? Because everybody assumes I already have heard from her or whatever. And because I know her. But she doesn't live around the corner from me, but she lives here locally to me, or she did. Now she doesn't. But, and so I could easily get in touch with her. I knew where she lived, you know, kind of thing. I mean, she was like 45 minutes away from me before. Now she's further, which to me is 45 minutes is not much driving. If you live in Texas, you're used to driving distances like that. And we don't talk about things in miles. We talk about it in how much time it takes, just because you would understand if you were from here. But anyway, I took her down off of an admin from Goodnight Kisses group, because she had stated that she wasn't ready to do it, and because she had basically she was getting notifications all the time. People were asking her questions, and I didn't want her having to have that responsibility. And apparently she did see it, because shortly thereafter, which I didn't notice and someone else noticed, she had unfriended me and unfriended a whole host of people, like most crafting friends that she had, and on Facebook. And I don't get offended when people unfriend me normally. I get concerned, and I was concerned as to why she would do that, because I thought, oh my gosh, what did I do? But I didn't know immediately. I'm looking retrospect a few months after that. Apparently she did it in January, February, and I'm thinking it correlated to when I took her off as an admin. And I didn't communicate it with her because she wasn't responding. I actually tried to call her and say, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and take you off of the thing. But she's told me before she doesn't really listen to voicemail, so I didn't even bother leaving her a voicemail. So anyway, I know this is like TMI, way too much information, but this is the crafty gossip if you want to know about it, and I'm not normally like a gossiper, like, hey, I'm going to tell the world what's going on. But anyway, she's remained not in touch. And then she took down most of her patterns. She has some of her sites up that have some freebie patterns. She has like a dog collar thing that's still available. You can see that pattern. But a lot of the knitting patterns and things, like the main ones, not available. And I don't want to publish something that I can't publish. But I also still have respect for her, and that she, if she took down the patterns, she took them down for a reason, but I have no right to put that pattern back up online. It's not my pattern. And when people share it in my group and I see them give a screenshot, or they say, I'm going to message you or whatever, I'm like, it's not okay to share patterns. Now people do it, you know, behind my back and out of my group. It's out of my hands. I'm not going to police everybody, but when it's in the group, I let them know it's not okay. It's not cool. Don't do a screenshot of someone's pattern. Don't, give them the outright pattern if they didn't buy it. Anyway, I'm trying to follow copyright stuff. Even though I know that she's not doing it right now. It's very frustrating. Christine, you don't consider it gossip. I think it's something that bothered you and you need to get off your chest. Yeah, it's been, and I've had these back conversations with a few people, and I'm not mentioning anyone's names because I don't want them to get roped into the conversation here. If you know those people, then you probably know who I'm talking about, but there are a few people who she was closer to, or she had been admin with, or whatever. The other thing that she had done was she waited until probably 6 months later or something. I'm not sure. There was some point there was another Lumalong group, or actually no, I'm sorry, the group that she had created, the Lumalong group. Oh, funny thing about, okay, here's the backstory. The Lumalong group, the knitting along groups that they were going to do stuff every month and whatnot, that was Charity's idea at my house. And she said, hey, Kristen, we should have a Lumalong group, part of the GKK group. Let's start doing Lumalongs every month, and then we follow different patterns and you know, follow it along. And I'm like, that sounds fantastic. However, I think that it should be a separate group, because if we did it in our main group, it might get confusing for people, and then people feel pressure that they have to join in that particular thing. And she's like, great, well then maybe we could do like a Good Knit Kisses Lumalong group. And I'm like, that's great, but why don't we make it not associated with the Good Knit Kisses name? Because if you want to work any other patterns, I don't want to confuse anyone that it's my pattern. And mainly it was from a stress stance when I originally said it, because I didn't want anybody to think that I could answer all questions about other people's patterns. Because if I haven't worked it, how do I know? And then I don't want to have to stop what I'm doing and buy someone else's pattern just to teach how to do their pattern. And I thought, if someone's running the thing and they're following along the pattern, they should be able to answer that. And I didn't feel like I was able to do that. And so from my standpoint, business-wise and personally wise, I stepped away from that. And she's like, well, I can make you an admin. I'm like, honestly, I really don't want to be an admin, because I'm thinking then people would think I'm associated with whatever. I'm really glad that I wasn't an admin, because when the other big thing happened and the designer got upset on Ravelry, they got basically mad at all admins, and it became a thing. And in fact, that admin who got mad knew that I had a relationship friend-wise with Charity, and they got mad at me just by association, and thought that I was telling them. And oh, by the way, and the designer who got mad on Ravelry, well, if you know who it is, you already know who it is, but the person is blind. And a lot of people, because Charity's associated with me and I make patterns on video, people were getting like demanding with this blind designer that she needs to make video. That's wrong. She doesn't need to make a video. She does not. That's not okay. Like, don't demand someone to make a video in the first place, whoever they are. You know, like, you should make a video. Yeah, because this is the only way that we can do this. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go ahead and outright say it. Yeah, it's not okay. You don't demand you don't demand anybody to make a video, number one. Even me. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I get requests that are like so off the wall that, you know, I had someone say, demand for me to make a plus size loom knit sweater for them. Like, make a whole video out of it. And then I need to do it. You know, and it's like, and two, obviously, if someone is blind, they can't just sit and shoot the video. Now, I'm not saying that if you're a blind person and you want to make videos and you have a way to do it, then bravo to you and more power to you, and ask me questions, because I'll see what I can do to help. I will never tell someone they can't do something. Never. But I will say, if you're on the other end of it and you're requesting them to do it and you're demanding them to do it, not okay. So I'm not going to limit somebody. Like, if someone wants to do something, I'm not going to limit someone, but come on, be reasonable. So anyway, obviously, where's my soapbox? This is my loom soapbox and I'm on it. Anyway, it's called Invisible Loom. If you know who I'm talking about, that's who it is. She had every right to be upset. Just saying. Now, she didn't have a right to be upset with me, but that's because rumor mill gets themselves started and then they start thinking that I have something to do with it, and that was not okay. That hurt my feelings, and it was not okay. So whoever started that rumor and decided to tell her that I had any part of it absolutely is wrong, and it was not okay. So anyway, I found her, so her husband had started a brewery business, and I knew, and they had moved to this city in Texas, and I knew the town is very small, and that was the reason why they moved out there. And he had started this thing. He had gotten some PR. I think I had forwarded some information about his business, and so I knew this business. Well, apparently they weren't doing very well in the business anyway, so I called the business number listed, and she picks up. And this is like a month ago. I think it's a month ago. I told Carol about it, but I don't think I told anybody else, because I didn't want anybody's hopes up. Because we had been talking about, I had done a live broadcast, and we were talking about the hexagon blanket that was her pattern. And then we talked about how many needles were needed. I mean, needles. How many pegs would be needed, or what gauge in order to get a hexagon with a six paneled or 6 wedge hexagon. But some people were having to make octagons, or I don't even know what a 7-sided is. But septon? No, I don't know what that's called. But anyway, so we're 7 or 8 panels. And so we were trying to figure out that ratio, and she had a chart once before. And so, I really didn't want to recreate the wheel, but I also wanted to get her back involved if I could find her and make amends, if I needed to make amends. So she had answered the phone. She answered the phone, and she's like, hello? And I'm like, I'm expecting her husband to answer the phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this Charity? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, hey, it's Kristen, and she's like, oh, hey, and, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're okay. I just had wild thoughts of, something happened to you. You kind of just, and I laughed, and I said, you kind of fell off the face of the earth. And anyway, I said, I just want to make sure everything's okay. And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. And so I just kind of did word vomit Kristen. And I said, hey, I really want to chat with you and everything. And I said, is this a good time? She was like, actually, it's not a good time right now. Can I call you back later? She didn't call me back. But what I did do is, because I wasn't sure if she would even call me back, then I started doing my word vomit thing. That's when I did. I said, listen, I said, yes, it's fine. I just want to say this right now. Hey, I know that you last I heard from you, you were going to come to my house, and you had the things that you had made for me, and then something else. And then, you had plans for things, and then I didn't hear from you. And then because I didn't hear from you for several months, I thought it would be a benefit to you if I didn't have you as an admin in my group. And then that way you didn't have to deal with all the people asking you questions and demands and stuff. Because she would get like private messages from people. And anyway, and so she's like, okay, well, we'll just talk about it later. So it's probably been long enough now. Having this conversation right now makes me think, well, I probably should just go ahead and just call her again and see what happens, quite honestly. And of course, and I hate the whole, I'm busy, but I was very busy at the time. And so there wasn't really a time where I could just call her on a whim. Because what I want to do is, when I called her, I set aside that I had 2 hours to talk to her. Because if you're going to talk to somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, you need to not be calling when you only have 5 minutes to talk. And so I wanted to have like a big chunk of time where I had time to talk. So, or had time to listen is really what it was. And so anyway, Joanne says, that is always an issue with social media. Just because, sorry, I scrolled past, we are connected doesn't mean we are communicating well. There's always a risk of miscommunication and assumptions being made. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. Yes. And face-to-face conversation is absolutely the best. If you can have a phone call conversation, that would be second best. Texting, But definitely online and social media, you need to be very gracious. I'm not always as gracious as I should be, but it's like you have to extend, grace that you would want for yourself. You have to extend that grace to someone else when you answer their question. I get, sorry if anybody is going to get offended. I may drop a word here that you may get offended at, but so I get the F-bomb sent at me sometimes, on social media, and they're like, this is effing slow and you don't know sorry, I'm trying to abbreviate, but you don't know anything, and they'll be really, and they're like, I'm having such a hard time. Oh, I'm just going to kill myself or something crazy. And then it's on a video that where most everybody, 99% of people are like, this is the best video ever. And I have gone, my cast on video, if you want to check it out, I have a needle knitting cast on video. 3 million people have looked at it now. I think it's my #1 video. I haven't looked recently, but 3 million people have looked at this thing, and I teach you how to cast on. And I teach you how to cast on in a way that I think is easier for you to remember, because it helps show you the knit stitches. It's a knit cast on. It's not the long tail, because some people get confused with the long tail or slingshot method, and so I taught it that way. And so some people get mad because that's not the standard to be taught. And I teach it because I want you to be able to remember how to do it, because it reinforces you're already doing the knit stitch. And so this is just a way, because some people forget to do cast on, and they have to get a relative or friend to cast on for them, and then they know how to do the knit stitch. And so I did it for that reason. So some people get mad at me for that, and some people get mad because I'm going too fast for them. And so anyway, some people do that, and so I'm like, when I get a thing like this is the way I handle it. So here's a social media thing on how to respond. So my response is, if I don't respond, it's either that I just haven't seen it, or I don't know how to respond to that positively. But sometimes when I see stuff like that, now if they cuss at me, I delete it. Absolutely. Because so if I've missed one, y'all give me a heads up or something, or type in here, hey, alert to Kristen, or alert Good Knit Kisses. But I try and delete it, and that's not for me, that's for children viewing my videos. That's the reason. However, if someone's like, you're a jerk, you don't know what you're doing, and you suck, and you this and that. If someone's jerky to me, my standard response is, I'm so sorry you're having a hard time. Would perhaps a slower video help you? And then what I did is I just went, and I didn't recreate the video. I went and made a separate video, and I took the footage from that. YouTube lets me go in the back end. If you don't know, you go into your video manager on YouTube, and you can use the Creator Studio, and you can pull in parts of a video, and you can actually slow it down. And so what I did is I slowed it down, just this segment, and then I uploaded as a new video. I said slow motion. And so then what I do is, when someone wants to know how to do it slower, I just grab that link, and I'm like, for perhaps a slow motion video help you, and then I'll give them that link. Sometimes they come back and go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry the way I behaved. Or they'll say, yeah, that totally helps, thanks. Or no, that sucks. It's still too fast, But anyway, your response, needs to be gracious, because sometimes, because I have had apology notes before from people, and sometimes they're private, and because they really are feeling shameful, and so they will write me privately, and I do appreciate those. I'm not asking anybody to apologize to me. It's dessert. It's like dessert when someone does that. But I'm gonna get a little religious on you, a little spiritual on you. My meal is God, and what He says about me, what you say about me, is dessert. It does not sustain me. I do not have to have your compliments, and I do not have to have all that to sustain me. My dessert is what you say to me, because that makes me feel good, and I love dessert. But it doesn't sustain me. And so because I'm comfortable in who I am, I know who I am, I know that I am awesome in God, what He says about me is what matters. But when you say something sweet about me, that's like my chocolate. And I love chocolate. So anyway, I just saw that Carol has to go. I'm sorry. You have an awesome day, Carol. I'm sure you'll come back on here later. I love you. Let me go back and say what sorry, I got on my little soapbox there. Christine says maybe she doesn't want anything to do with the crafting business anymore. And that's probably very true. Yolanda, yeah, this happens all the time. There are so many ways to cast on. Exactly, Yolanda. So many ways. So many ways. Yeah, someone got mad. They're like, they went, basically it was the thumb cast on or the backwards loop cast on that they were expecting me to do. I'm like, they're like, my way is so much easier. You should check out my channel. There was this girl. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this girl's responses on my videos were hilarious. She was basically promoting her new channel. And she was like, she's like a teenager. She's like 13 or something. And she was like, my way is so much better. And then she shows her video and I was like, oh, it's just the backwards loop cast on. It's just the thumb cast on. And, which is a very loopy cast on. It's very loose. And it's appropriate for certain things. It's also really handy, like if you're making swatches and samples and stuff, you know, because it doesn't use as much yarn and it's really fast to get on there. You don't have to figure it out. So anyway, but like her video was, obviously she was new, and I don't expect anybody's new channel videos to be a certain way. Even existing ones. I mean, you get what you get. That's the whole awesomeness of YouTube. You get such a variety of people. I do the videos I do because I think it looks as professional as I can for my skill level, you know. So anyway, but it was really funny, her responses, and they were all like, well, just check out my channel. You know, she was trying to get other people to like click on her channel and subscribe, which is, you know, anyway, whatever. It's not cool, but it's fine. She's 13, whatever. I have some grace for her. Chris says it's so awful when people leave negative responses like that, when people like you are giving so much of your time and to help and teach. Yeah. What are you gonna do? So yeah. I get a bunch of amens and good for you. Thank you, y'all. Yolanda, yeah, it happens all the time. They slip in their channel name after they trash your video. Yeah. It's funny. And then you get comments. Here's the other social media thing. And please don't do this, y'all. Please don't, because just don't. You're not getting the crowd of people that you want, but people will go, oh, if I just comment on any video and put my link to my channel, people are going to click and they're going to subscribe. And all I need is subscribers. No, you don't. You don't need subscribers. What you need is people who want to view your video because they find something of value. So social media tip, have good content. Have something that someone's going to want to watch. And stay watching. Obviously, you know, the amount of people I have is low right now because, you know, people drop out when they find something of no interest to them. I'm someone who will stick around for someone like me talking because I want to see if they have something else to say. So maybe I don't like something at that moment that they said, but I don't usually like stop. Like, especially if it's something like this where you're just talking. I can be working on a project and I'm just listening. You know, I'm actively listening. But you know, if you're in social media, you know, you have to figure out what content you want to put out there, put it out to the best of your ability, make it as interesting as possible, and promote it in the best way you can. But when you promote it, know that if you just go out there just to get subscribers, that's actually not going to help you, because you want people who are really viewing your content. So you want to focus on talking to people who are actively looking for videos like yours. If you just go to any video, like a music video, and you're like, hey, check out my crafting channel, that's like a shot in the dark. Number one, because there's so many comments, and people don't go and read all the comments. It'll get shoved down. Like, maybe you might get one person to click on it. Okay. And then if they go there, if they're not interested by whatever you already have on there, then they don't ever subscribe, you know? So that's kind of how you have to do that. Oh, there's so much trash out there and you have to be good content. Yeah. And then there's the occasional viral video and stuff. I had my own crafty viral video, but it was not intentional. And I wouldn't say it was viral worthy, but it was content worthy, because what I had done is May of the first year that I did it. I started in January 2011, and in May I went, you know what, I really want to put this bow video up because I think people are going to be getting married and having baby showers, and they need to learn how to make a bow, and it'll come handy at Christmas time. So I made it in a gold mesh ribbon, which would work for a wedding or Christmas. And so I made this video, and it's not the best video. Like, I have a busy background on it and everything, but the way to make the bow and the way that I talk in the video is very helpful to people. And so by Christmas time, it went crafty viral. And by that point, I was able to make YouTube partner very quickly. I had already started monetizing a few months before, and meaning getting advertising money from Google. So my income actually hit something that was of any value at that point. So, but that was not about subscriber quantity. I think I had upwards of 1,800 subscribers at that point. Maybe less than that. Sorry, I'm doing this. If you see me moving, I'm doing this as I talk nervously. I'm doing nothing on this today. I'm just messing with it. Yeah, so I didn't really have that many subscribers. I think I had 1,000 people at that point when it started. And then, yeah, and I was just monetizing my video. In fact, Michael Selleck thought that I actually was a partner, because so I uploaded that video in May, and then by July 1st, they messaged me and said, hey, we'd love for you to monetize your channel. And I'm like, oh, great. So it was like 6 months later. And when I told Michael Selleck at the Crochet Crowd, you know him as Mikey at the Crochet Crowd, I told him, and he's like, oh my gosh, you made partner. Yay, high five, chest bump, and he was excited for me. And that was really cool. And I thought I had made partner, but I'm like, but it doesn't actually say partner in my email. And he's like, oh, that's what that means. That was what that means. Because he was still new enough to not really know that that wasn't a partner thing. And then so like when you make partner, just so you know, on YouTube, if you start uploading videos or whatnot, you have to like sign up and say that you want to be able to monetize, or whenever they give you the opportunity, you say, yes, I want to monetize, and you have to click the button. And then your videos, once you agree and all that stuff, you have to go to each video and tell it to monetize. You have to tell it to do that. There's a default setting later, but you have to tell each individual old video to be monetized. And then what that means is monetization means that you give your video the opportunity for an advertiser to place an advertisement on your video. And so, so what that means is if an advertiser is looking for a person with your metrics that are in place, it means like, it's a combination of the views that you have on the video to how long the video is watched, the watch time, like the retention, how long people stay, and like some other things. It's some different algorithm and ratios. And so, yes, you're paid on views, but it's not like you're paid for every view. And also, if an advertiser is not advertising at that time, then even if a video is monetized, doesn't actually mean that video is making anything. And so it's a great way to be paid back for the value that you put in. So hopefully it gets something. You could have a great video, but if it's titled poorly, or it has a poor thumbnail, or the description is poor, then it doesn't pick it up in the algorithm for Google. And also, if it doesn't pick it up in Google, and even if it did, and then the thumbnail is not right, or the what's in the video doesn't match what the thumbnail says or what the video is actually doing, then it will be poorly received, and then people won't like it as much, and then the video views kind of just stay stagnant. They just stay like this. And so actually I need to go back and look at some of my old videos, and that's kind of the back end of the stuff that Joanna's helping me with, and I'm trying to get better thumbnails and things for some of my old stuff that I didn't really realize that about. And so that's how you make money. So when you first start on YouTube, hey, Amanda, I'm seeing my friend joined up. Hi. So yes, Yolanda, I agree. The metrics have changed so much and they're way lower than they used to be. Yeah, I'm making less than I used to. Something changed when they came out with YouTube Red. And I gave them the what for just this past month, up until mid-September. So mid-August to mid-September, I had a person that I was chatting with at YouTube, and we were working together for a few weeks to get my channel better served. I gave him the what for. I said, ever since YouTube Red, my income has gone down. And he was insistent that it wasn't, and was trying to show me the metrics that it wasn't. And I said, I disagree. I don't think the metrics are saying what you're saying. I'm looking at them right now. And so we talked about it, and he said, well, and so he came back, hey, Amanda, thanks for commenting. So he went back, he called me back, and he was like, okay, so I found out that they changed the algorithm on the regular side at the same time that they did the YouTube Red. That's what he said. So anyway, I know I'm not the only one experiencing this. Yolanda is saying it. Mikey is saying it. Claire is telling me. Lauren's saying it. Lauren pay me. Who else? Who else? Beth, Ham. So I'm not the only one. So anyway, so when you start, let me go back and forth. Yours is, whoa, down 45% with YouTube Red. Okay. Yeah, we need to chat, or you need to get a liaison. But anyway, he went at my metrics and he showed me some things, and he's like, yeah, you can tell who is by subscribed people. Anyway, I think there's supposed to be a way to tell. I'll have to go back and look at it. Yeah, that's a huge drop, Christine. Mine's not 45%. I'd say it's probably down by, I'm trying to remember, the 30, 28% or 30, I want to say. I have to go back and look at the numbers. Yeah. Yeah. Cause when I quit my job, my husband's like, well, as long as we can make, if you can pull in this amount per month, then it's okay. Cause I took a major pay cut from my job, cause I was earning way more at my regular job before. As an interior designer, I was making more money. So, but I'm doing what I love, and I'm home with my kids now, and that's more important. So, but I don't like a drop in the income, because anyway, people are still viewing. My numbers are still going up view wise. But, anyway, yeah, you're having to do fundraisers. Yeah, Yolanda, I've actually thought about, I'm thinking about, okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry, squirrel. Let me go back. I'm trying to focus back on the tree here. Focus on the tree. So what I was saying is, so back in that June or July, whenever I got the thing, they said, okay, basically you have to earn up to $100. Once you've earned $100, we'll kick you out a check. And if it's over 100, that's fine, but it has to be over 100. So you have to earn in monetization up to that. They give you a grace period. And so I think I got my first check in October. Yeah, my first check was October of 2011. Got my first check. Basically, you're paid once a month. So it said, basically, I had gotten enough by September to get my first check. And I want to say it was like $150 or something. And I don't remember how much it was. Beyond that, I can't really say. You're not supposed to say how much you're making. So, but that's what I got that first month, because it was over 100. And then the next month was more, because November reflected October, and then my December check reflected November. Okay, so those 3 checks were like growing. And then once I got my December check, which is actually in January, I was like, oh my gosh, this is way more than those other checks. And I'm looking at the numbers, and then I told Michael, and he goes, oh my gosh, your video went viral. And I'm like, but it's not a million, there wasn't a million. I think it got to like 300,000 views or something, like really quickly in Christmas. It went up like super fast. And so he's like, that's a crafty viral. I'm like, oh, So that was how to make a bow. And then I made, and the next year or the year after, Michael was, in 2012, Michael was desperate to get in on the bow thing. He was like, please, please, please. So he did like this, we did a collaboration, And we did, because we've shared videos on each other's channels before. Like I actually had, at one point we had each other's passwords to each other's channels, and we uploaded videos to each other's channels to help. So I supplemented his loom knitting channel, and he supplemented my crochet. And so I have basic crochet videos from Michael on my channel, and they are legitimate. They are directly from him. I actually do not have the video at all. He has the video, so because he owns that content, and if he ever asked me to take it down, I would. And if I ever asked him to take down my content, he would. He may have taken it down, and I have no idea. I just know that I uploaded it for him. So anyway, the Yolanda says I have more subscribers and views, but making way less money, and so work less. And so more work, less money. Yolanda has a lot of patterns that she's written, and I have encouraged her, y'all, to get those out there and publish them, because I think that people would enjoy them, and I think that would be a way for you to earn legitimate money on Ravelry and Etsy or whatnot. So y'all, we need to encourage Yolanda to put her patterns out there, because people are always wanting new patterns. I would totally do it. Now, Yolanda does, you have to check out her channel. Yolanda does have some things that are, which I don't do, like character stuff. And so, cause I don't want to get in trouble like with trademark stuff. So I don't ever do that kind of thing. Yolanda will do that, and I don't. So I'm going to tell Yolanda, don't sell a pattern that has something to do with the trademark thing. Okay. Please don't do that. I love you. Don't do that. But anyway, I think that she should get her patterns out there, and I think that would be a great way to fundraise, because it's you've already written them, so you just need to polish them up. So I think you should like hop on Ravelry and go find a tech editor and see if they can help you with that. So anyway, that would be my crafty social media advice to Yolanda. So Yolanda beat me to 100,000 subscribers. Yolanda, how many subscribers do you have now? I need to look mine up. I don't even know how many I have. Here's an interesting thing. So if you go to YouTube, you can actually find out who's watching your videos, and YouTube, and find out the percentage of subscribers to non-subscribers who are actually watching. And so the last time I looked, I have 5 to 8% were, okay, you're 435,000. Congratulations. That's amazing. So you'll be at 500,000 soon. That is awesome. Wow. 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 That's awesome. Yolanda, I'm wondering if there will be a huge bump when you get to 1 million. I wonder. And then you'd get that platinum, no, the gold play button. Yolanda's actually gotten to go to the YouTube studios, I think. Okay, so how many do I have? I'm at 436,000. But when I did the math, I think that was, well, I did the math when it was back at 140. And I think that, so that meant 2.5 million people are actually watching. So your actual subscribers, like the percentage of subscribers watching to the percentage of people actually watching, the ratio to that meant that upwards of that amount was watching at any one point. Not that every video has 2.5 million. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if you're a math person, like you would follow what I'm saying. But if you're not a math person, it just means that, when I look at my videos, it tells me how many views were from subscribers and how many views were from not from subscribers. And then I looked at that ratio and did the math myself to figure out what that equates to. So that means if 5% of the people watching a video are subscribers, then potentially upwards of that, or the ratio, the reciprocal of that is my viewership, which means people actually viewing. So if I have 46,000 subscribers, then I have, probably 2.5 million people lifetime that have watched. So Yolanda, I didn't upload in last month. Goose uploaded. Those uploaded had been filmed several months ago and scheduled for this month. Oh, right. Yeah, so, yeah, you can delay scheduling in YouTube. And there's things that you can schedule, but you can't schedule like when you're first starting off in YouTube. You can either upload as public or private or unlisted. I never upload private anymore. I just do it unlisted because private is you have to give a specific person permission to view it, and I think it's easier just to say unlisted. So what that means is it doesn't release to the public, and you have a link you can share with somebody or a team of people so they can view it and make sure that it's okay. Or you can publish it elsewhere and say, here's the link, but not actually have it for everybody else. So, but now if someone shares the link, obviously people can find it, but it doesn't show up in searches. So it doesn't show up in Google's algorithm. And being that YouTube is owned by Google, then they work hand in hand really well together. So yeah. Yolanda, you're exhausted. Yeah, I can imagine. Let's see. Gayla says, you have more patterns here than you can make in 15 lifetimes. Okay, so, I'm just going back and see if I missed something. Stephanie says, wow, that kind of defeats the purpose of Red on consumer side if channels don't have an incentive to produce videos that you can watch ad-free. Yeah, so Stephanie, we had to sign something to say that we were, I'm trying to remember. Yolanda, do you remember exactly? I don't remember how it was worded, and obviously she can't word it because it was like, you know, friggin' lawyer wrote it. But you have to agree that you understand that YouTube is offering a service to people who want it ad-free, and then they are a percentage. I'm trying to remember how it is. It's like there's a depending upon watch time. So like, okay, so say Stephanie, you had YouTube Red, and you went and watched a video, and you wanted to know how to make a flower, and then you were like, oh, I want to make a silk flower because I see somebody's video over on the side, and then the video is a silk flower by somebody, not by me. And so like either video was not by me, and then you make the silk flower, and then you see this little thing pop up and it says how to make a wreath and a bow, and you're like, ooh, I want to learn how to make a wreath and a bow. So you click on that. So you're still in their system, and you're logged in, right? You're still in their system. And then because it doesn't work if you're not logged in, by the way, on the back end. And you would see ads if you weren't logged in. So you learn how to make a wreath and a bow, and then maybe you either, if you stop watching after my channel, then that's not good for me. So if you watch another person's channel that also makes another bow, or you make another video with mine, my watch time is extended. But also, if you keep looking at videos that are related, what that does is that tells YouTube that during that session, all the people who participated in that session did good. Good job, everyone. Way to go, team. Now, we have no idea that this is happening at the time that it happens, right? We never know who's a YouTube Red person, you know, watching at that time. You know, there's no alert for me. Oh, hope they stay on with a related video. So, you know, then what that does is it translates into, okay, this session was rated at this long, and so all the channels that were in this session are going to get this amount of money because they get a percentage, you know? And it's all numbers and algorithms and stuff that I have zero control over. I have no control over anything. If you watch a video of mine and you're not a subscriber, or a video of anybody's and you're not a subscriber, and I'm not a YouTube Red subscriber, and you watch the videos and ads come up and you do nothing, You don't click on them to go to the ad. You don't click on the X button or the skip button. You know, you just watch. Then we get the most out of that ad. If you hit skip, you get less. If there no video comes up at all, then obviously there's no monetization. That's how it works. So I don't know if this was helpful for anybody. People are curious most of the time and they're never going to do it. Or some people, they think, oh, you just get paid on how many per 1,000 views. No, that's the, what's the number? What's that called, Yolanda? The initials are not CTA. Oh my God, I can't even remember the initials. But anyway, it's basically... anyway, it's a rating of per 1,000 views, and then they people will say, my gosh, what is the name of that initial? I can't even think of it now. CPM. Thank you, Yolanda. Okay, so the CPM. Now I'm trying to remember what it means, but basically it's a ratio, and then different people have different ratios based upon their watch time. And I can go and look up my ratio, or I think it helped. I can go figure my ratio. I don't know. It actually tells me my ratio. Let me go see if I can see this. Let me just, my channel. Let me go to video manager here. Let me go in here, back in. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer. I'm in the video manager. Let me go to analytics. It tells me, oh, okay. It tells me YouTube Red, my YouTube, okay, so it has watch time in minutes, views, my estimated revenue, and then my YouTube Red revenue. So my How to Cast On Beginner, my #1 video right now, the watch time is 243,302 minutes, and the views are 67,374 views. That's people, and that's the last 28 days. I'm looking at the last 28 days. My estimated revenue on that, which I'm not saying because I'm not supposed to, and then my YouTube Red revenue, which I don't think I've ever been told, so I'll tell you, is $1.48. So and it's massively disproportionate. The Cast On video is my #1 video. It currently sits at, let me put a link in a new tab. I'll tell you how many lifetime views it has. It has, I'm sorry, last 28 days. I can't see. Good morning, Carissa. Clicks per mil. Thank you, Yolanda. My watch time minutes, views, 3.7 million. So the views on that, let's see if this is no pricing on it, so I can show you. This is my #1 video. So it has 14,622,623 views. This is the lifetime of it. And this is right now. This was last year when YouTube Red started. Do you see this trend? Videos do this. Okay, over the lifetime. This is at YouTube Red. This is during peak last year. Okay, do you see YouTube Red? Yeah, it's really frustrating. This is the average duration in minutes. People are watching for 3 minutes and 53 seconds. It's higher here, and then I tend to like this is. Anyway, this is the duration is 3.5 minutes, and then the video is longer, I think, and so this is the people who continue. So the people up here, the percentage of people who are up here, this is lifetime. Let me go to the last 28 days so it's a little clearer. 28 days. So most people are watching for 3 minutes and 36 seconds. There's a dip here, and so I can find out why people are cutting out at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. So it actually helps me. It lets me see where the peaks and valleys are to find out. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it did have money on there, and I wasn't supposed to show you. Well, screw it. I'll go into the main video again. So sorry, I just showed y'all stuff I wasn't supposed to show you. But that was lifetime. So forget you just saw that. Yolanda's probably laughing at me now. The videos, it shows, like, and here's the interesting thing. So I'm in the United States, right? So, hey, good morning, Mark. I see you. Sorry, I'm fixing my camera. On geographic locations. So I'm going to have to cut this short. I'm going way too long today. But on geographic locations, so 45% on this particular video, let me go look at all videos. Oh, sorry, let me just go back. This is significant for international people. Here we go. Okay. So, my audience is 58% from the United States. The UK is 11%, Canada is 9%, Australia is 2.5%, and India is 2%. So what that does is it tells me that more than half the people from the United States, because YouTube originates, it is a country, it is in the United States, like as far as like the main business headquarters, people who live in the country that it resides make more. I have talked to different people who are in other countries, Mikey at the Crochet Crowd, and he has told me countless times if he lived in the United States versus Canada, he would make more. I've heard from Claire, who is in Australia, that if she was in the United States, that she would actually make more. And they have way more subscribers than I do. They're closer and upwards of where Yolanda is. Yolanda's at 435,000 subscribers, and Claire's like getting close to 300,000. I don't know what Mikey's at anymore. I haven't really checked. Let's check, shall we? YouTube. Oh, I don't want to do. I'm doing this Crochet Crowd. The Crochet Crowd. That's what you heard too? Yeah. He has his channel. Okay, so he has a channel called The Crochet Crowd, and it sits at 463,704. So yeah, Mikey is blowing up, but you're not far behind him in subscribers. Now he has a few channels actually, and let me see if I can find. I think it's Mikey's Mail. Okay, so he just rebranded. It used to be, like, if you type in Mikey's Mail with 2 S's, then it was a separate channel. I thought that he had another one. I think he does, but it's under something else. Sorry, I'm seeing something else. Anyway, but we can have multiple channels and call them something else. I have another channel too. There's another person who is her name's Teresa, and she has a bunch of videos out, and she is the Crochet Geek, but she also has another channel as under another name that does really well. So, Yolanda says it showed down when I stopped uploading for a minute 2 months ago. I had to take a break. Yeah, and here's the thing. So when we stop. Oh, Christine, I saw you earlier. I'm sorry, I meant to say thank you. Yeah, you won't stop you won't be skipping videos anymore. You either, Linda. Thank you guys. So the thing is I cannot tell you, a YouTuber cannot tell you don't click on the ads or don't skip because I don't get paid. I cannot tell you that. I can only tell you that what I do is if I am watching videos and I'm trying to, I can't watch my own ads, by the way, which is funny because you think that they would disable it when I'm logged in on as myself. So even if I have to like find a video for somebody really quickly, a lot of times my video comes up and I have to go, skip ad. I'm required to do that. And then I can I pause real quick and then hit the share button and copy the link and then send it to them, which they could Google anyway, but you know, I gotta be my own advocate, right? So if I'm going to Michael's channel or let's not say Michael, I watch this guy, he gives it some business advice. And so if I watch him, I don't click on skip ad on his videos. I watch the ad because I watch him on a regular basis. I think he puts out good content, and so I don't skip ad. If I want to go look up a music video, I usually skip the ad. If I want to go look up somebody who is super duper famous, I skip the ads. If I want to look up a YouTuber who I know is working hard at being a professional by themselves, you know, even if they have a small team, like Michael has a small team, I'll still watch the ads because I get value from that, and I also want to support them. And so I don't tell anybody what to do, and I certainly don't tell you to click on my ads, but I will say that if you find value in what someone does, you're more than welcome to do that. That's what I do. So I'm just saying I do that. Anyway, you heard nothing, Linda. So this was not meant to, and of course this is at the back end. If anybody at YouTube ever watched this, they'd have to watch over an hour's worth of content to be able to listen to what I just said. But so I'm not here to say I want to make more money. I'm not telling you that. I'm just explaining the system. So that's the system. So anyway, your munchkin got on the keyboard. That's okay. You're welcome, Carissa. I don't know if I said that already. I'm all over the place. Anyway, I'm going to head out today. I didn't really, it's kind of like keeping it local. Yeah, Linda, it's like that. It's like keeping it local. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I know that this was a completely random broadcast. However, I hope that you found it valuable. I gave you a lot of information, a lot of Q&A, a lot of just me giving you answers without actually the questions, because I try to anticipate your questions, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. But I got to tell you, we're going to be doing something soon, y'all. This is my last minute thing. Maybe I should do another blog. I'm going to do, you know what, I'm going to hop back on here. I'm going to log off so that I have a new video, and I want to tell y'all about something, okay? Do you mind hopping off and then hopping right back on? Is that okay? Because I want to give you people the opportunity to comment separately, and then they don't have to scrub through an entire hour-and-a-half video. Is that cool? Joanne, I'm going to talk about the thing. I'm going to talk about it. November stuff. Joanne, are you going to hang out and you're going to help me? Let's talk about the thing. I'm getting all my words mixed up from yesterday, but we'll talk about the thing. All right, cool. I'm going to hop off and hop back on. I'll see y'all soon. All right, bye, everyone.